Yo, what's going on, YouTube fam? It's Apple here, and I know it's been a while. I say that quite a bit. I know it's been a while, but really, in all honesty, like I'm trying to shift focuses in the terms of like gameplay and stuff like that, playing games and doing stuff like that. Um, MLB is fun, um, but it was always like a hobby for me, right? It was a game that like passed the time between Maddens and I was decent at it. I wasn't great at it, but I was decent at it. And so what that did for me was it ultimately like gave me like something to do during those times. And so I enjoyed sharing that with you guys. I enjoyed like pack openings and stuff like that. But this year MLB the show just is taking like a turn for like honestly the worst. It's not like the same game that it was when I started playing back in MLB the Show, like 16 and 17 and 18 and all those MLB the shows. They were so much better, so much more thought out. I felt like I had time to play with players, and this year I just don't have the time to play with those players, and I don't have time to do that because how short those seasons are and how dumb it really is. Like, you earn these players and then they just go away next season, and it just doesn't make sense. And with that being, next thing to bring up is Madden, right? Madden was not my first love when it came to football. It just wasn't. Madden was just another game. It was just another way for me to play football. I love the game of football. I love everything about the game of football. Football is my number one sport. Um, but Madden was just something to play in the terms of a football game, and it was just like a space filler in my life. And so with that, right, all my focus and all my shifting and content is gonna go towards college football 25, right? Um, I've been playing NCAA football since I was very little. Since I was probably like 7 or 8, I was playing college football. I mean NCAA football 2004, 2005, and stuff like that. Reggie Bush on the cover. I think that was '07. Um, and then I was playing '06. The the game that I fell in love with football, that made me fall in love with the game of football, was NCAA football. And so with the new college football 25 coming out, I want to shift my focus towards something that I love and I enjoy. And college football is genuinely something I enjoy, right? I enjoy it probably more than I do watching an NFL game on Sunday, right? A college football game on Saturday is so much more exciting to me. And being at a college football game is so much more exciting than being at an NFL game. There's multiple traditions and multiple things that like fall into place when you're a college football fan. And this new college football game focuses a lot on that. Focuses a lot on like the presentation of college football and the presentation, the pageantry, the beauty of college football, right? The surroundings of everything. And Madden doesn't do that. The NFL could care less about the presentation of a game, right? I mean, 2K in a ESPN 2K5, right, put a lot of effort into that sort of thing. They put a lot of effort into the pageantry. They put a lot of effort into like the halftime show and stuff like that. With college football, they did that, right? They did that consistently. NCAA football did that consistently with Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, all these guys, right? And they presented it as this presentation of pageantry, and I love it. So what we got here is a new college football game, a new football game for us to play and digest and everything like that, right? I have so much information that I want to go over, so little time, honestly. So what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna go through uh, X. I have multiple things saved, multiple things bookmarked that we can go over today. We're gonna hit some Dynasty stuff. We're gonna hit some Road to Glory stuff probably, and tomorrow gameplay time. Gameplay is gonna be presented tomorrow. I think at 9:55 a.m. I will not have a video out during that time. I'll probably have a video out more later in the afternoon or early Saturday morning. But I'm gonna consistently put out content. We're gonna go through, digest these things. We're gonna react to videos of the gameplay thing tomorrow. I just haven't really had time to do those things. But now that this game's coming out, I want to focus on it. I want to put my all into this, right? I want to put my all into YouTube. I want to put my all into Twitch and live streaming and stuff like that. And that's what we're going to do. So let's go over, right, the first thing, right? This is stuff about Dynasty news, right? And it's via Matt Brown, but I got this from Bucko, right? You can see it. You can see it right here. So Dynasty mode is deep, right? It's always been deep for these, and if you don't know, Dynasty is like almost the equivalent to Madden's franchise. Madden's franchise is not as deep as this, right? There's a lot of stuff that's deep, so much deeper, right? You got recruiting, you got transfer portal stuff and stuff like that. That's never been in the game, so they're adding this into the game. So let's go over it, right? Coaching skill trees significantly more complex than 14, having 11 possible branches. Won't be able to max it out over a 30-year career. So it doesn't really matter how good you are, right? Or how significantly better your coach is. No matter what, he won't be able to reach that top level. So you're just going to have to keep, leveling up what you specifically want to be good at, right? And that's what that's saying to me, right? Is that's going to focus a lot on that. Each offensive coordinator in DC you can hire will have different strengths. Do you want a recruiter or maybe a strategist, right? And that's a big deal, right? If you want to focus on recruiting, right, and you hire that right coach, right, you're going to get those 3, 4, 5-star recruits, right? And if you're at a small school, right, you don't have to have a strategist. Right? Because you're pretty much the offensive coordinator. You're the one calling the plays. So getting that recruiter early, that's going to be huge for you, right? Building those small schools like Wyoming, Appalachian State, other small schools, you're going to get that sort of thing, right? Recruiting pipelines are broken down more fully now, right? Not just by state, South Florida versus Central or Northern Florida, Atlanta versus rest of Georgia, etc. So if you don't know, right, what a recruiting pipeline is, it's like where schools are able to recruit from in order to get kids from schools, right? I'll just use Oklahoma State as an example. A big pipeline for Oklahoma State, right, is the state of Texas, right? A lot of our recruits and a lot of our people come from the state of Texas. So that's what that's saying, is that it's not just like by state, it's by like parts of the state as well, right? So say your team is University of Texas, right? You're going to get a lot of like people from that Central Texas area, right? And you're going to be able to recruit them a lot easier. You're going to be able to do things a lot easier. I like that. I like that a lot. It says over a dozen different variables that recruits will be interested in. Brand, campus culture, academics, and more. Right? This has been a thing in the past, right? Of these guys being interested in these things. The fact academics is involved, campus culture. I mean, that means like, how how you party on the campus, and of course brand, that's a big deal, like how big your school is and stuff like that. So those big time recruiting schools are going to be, them things. Your school rating and variables are impacted by your results on the field. So of course it's like anything else, right? You're successful, the team successful, the school's successful. So the more you have success on the field, the easier it is to recruit, the easier it is to build your school up to a top tier talent, right? If you want to bring Appalachian State into the mix and just build them to a powerhouse, so be it. That's what you do. Recruiting is back to hour base rather than point base like 14. You have limited hours per week to week. How will you spend them, right? So recruiting is kind of a big deal in the college football games because you're looking for that top talent, right? And so you're gonna have a certain amount of hours accrued every week, right? That you can spend towards one or two or three or four recruits, right? And you got to pick wisely, right? Because if not, and that recruit ends up going to somewhere else, right? And you accrued all that, you put all them points into something, and now you got nobody to work with. So you got to be smart with who you recruit and where it goes. Players coming in for visits will be impacted by other players on visits and on-field performance. This is awesome, right? This is perfect, right? If you have a 5-star wide receiver coming in, right, and you bring in another 5-star wide receiver, that wide receiver's gonna be like, hey man, what's going on, right? What's going on? You trying to me up? I like that. I like that a lot. That's the way the game should go. That's the way everything should go. Transfer portal is big. You'll have to convince players to stay on your squad or tell them to transfer to free up scholarships. Right, you're only accrued a certain amount of scholarships, right? And if you don't get those scholarships, if you don't have enough scholarships, you can't really recruit. We like those things. We love the way that works. Transfer portal is a big deal, right? It's a big deal in real life. It's a big deal in the game. We like that. So you got to work to keep your players, and if you don't want to keep them, let that scholarship go and use that scholarship for something else. Recruits will remember if you recruit them out of high school, making it easier to recruit them in transfer. That's crazy. It's crazy to think about that because Brandon Whedon, when he ended up going to the MLB, and he ended up calling, right? I think he was like 26 or 27 or something like that. He was fairly older than a lot of the players, but he had a crazy arm, crazy talent. But Brandon called Oklahoma State and said, hey, look, you guys recruited me all those years ago. I would love to come play for you guys. And Gundy said, bring it on. And so we had a quarterback from there. And the fact that they're going to be able to remember if you recruited them or not is such an awesome thing. It's so detailed and it's so detail oriented, right? Let's see what we got next, right? So this is Bordeaux. He also played the game. He did a lot of playing. It's just talking about the love of college football that they've been able to that EA Sports hired the right people to make this game. They made people who love the game of college football. They hired people. I remember they hired a lot of people that were part of College Football Revamped, which is a huge deal. Which is something that they put a lot of effort in to a game that was 10, 11 years old in NCAA 14 and made College Football Revamped just so people can play and be happy about it and have something to do. I didn't have like the necessary tools or anything like that to play that, but they hire people that know the game of college football, love the game of college football, and that is such a big deal to me, right? This is Popular Stranger. I trust him, right? He's a big YouTuber in the Madden community. And he's saying it's definitely not Madden with college uniforms. I cannot stress this enough. This is not Madden, guys. This is something totally different. He's saying it looks amazing and it feels fast and fun. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see gameplay tomorrow. So there won't be no long talks of this is just a Madden clone. here's a couple things that Xerxes said, right? I think he got these from other because I don't think he played the game really. Gameplay is faster than Madden. Yes, it is faster than Madden. They said it was going to be 30% faster than Madden, right? So anybody who plays Madden knows it's a little slow, it's a little off. But that's not the college football game. The college football game is played fast, quick, hurry, and for that, that's a big deal. No X factors, just abilities, but not guaranteed to work, right? If you're a Madden guy and you've played Madden, you know how annoying X factors are, right? They're like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? You get a magic and power because you know have this ability or you have this X factor, right? So you can moss 5 people at one time, right? But you're not gonna be able to do that here. It's gonna be totally different. The abilities aren't gonna always work. The way it looks to me, it looks like you got bronze tier abilities, you got silver and gold tier abilities. It reminds me a lot of 2K, and that's what I think up here, right? Let's see. Drew, not the expert, said, right? It's got a little bit of 2K, it's got a little older NCAA, and got a little college football revamp, and that's what I think. And that's just because of what we've seen on YouTube with the stuff, right? New kicking system that is more difficult. I suck at kicking even in Madden. I mean, even though I'm not supposed to really suck at kicking in Madden, I mean, it's supposed to be fucking easy. But I'm trash. I am trash. I will miss extra points. I won't miss anything. But I don't think that I think that'll change a lot with the new internet that I got and everything like that. But that's besides the point. Even more pre-snap adjustments, right? That's a big deal for me, right? Madden's pre-snap adjustments. If you don't have like the abilities of like master technician or whatever. Sorry, I gotta take a drink. You don't have that, then there's nothing. I mean, then there's nothing you can really do. I mean, you can make an out route or you can make a slant, but you can't make that post route. You can't do like a post corner. You can't do nothing like that. And I think that's not the way football is played. So I hope that the pre-snap adjustments give us a lot more to work with, a lot more of the blocking, a lot more blocking adjustments and stuff like that. Let's see. Huge Dynasty news, right? So we're going back to Dynasty. So you can start with offense coordinator, DC, or head coach. So that's a big deal. What that gives us is the ability to work our way to offense coordinator if you want to. Deep recruiting, NIL, and transfer portal moving into recruiting. So that'll be fun as well. No draft class transferred to Madden. And it's not because they didn't want to do it. It's because legally they can't do it, right? The players that are in the game are in the game just for this game. They're not in the game for Madden. They're not a part of NFLPA or anything like that. So you can't transfer those over because they're using real players, real names, real everything. They're not gonna do that. They're not doing that. So, also, True College gameplay, that just tells us, I mean, this is going to be college. This isn't going to be NFL. This is going to be 1 foot in bounds. That's all you're going to need. There's going to be certain rules and stuff like that. No 2-minute drill, hopefully. I don't know. Did they pass that rule? I don't know. The wear and tear system is something I'm excited about, but I'm also kind of nervous about, right? Especially when it comes to like running backs and stuff like that. Since I'm an Oklahoma State fan, I'm a huge Ollie Gordon fan. And if you know Ollie Gordon, right, he doesn't, during the game, it's like bang, 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 right? And then that third, fourth quarter hits, he gets better. So that's what I'm kind of scared of with the wear and tear system. How are these players going to react, right? Because you have to be able to, the way that they made it sound is that you're going to like be very strategic with how your players play and how much time they have on the field. If they have too much time, then they're gonna get more tired, right? Which makes sense, right? But with a player like Ollie Gordon who plays almost the whole game, right? You can leave him out for a series or two, and then bring him back in. He's got to get better over time. He can't just be tired. They said uh, limit fatigue, assess risk of injury, and avoid on-field mistakes by using strategic substitutions to ensure your players are at their best when it counts. Right? So maybe substituting Ollie Gordon out for a couple of drives and stuff like that won't be a bad idea. Pre-snap recognition, right? This is something that's kind of weird for me, right? Because playing Madden for so long, you're like used to like reading what a coverage is on a team, right? And these guys, this pretty much says your computers, the player on the field is going to be able to read the defense, right? I don't know if it's going to be the computer you're playing against or you yourself, or they're going to be able to read stuff. That's a little different. I did see something along the lines of like earlier, it was a senior is going to be smarter on the field than a freshman, right? Which makes sense in a lot of ways, regardless of talent or stars or whatever. Having that experience is going to be a lot better, which is kind of like Madden when you have a rookie quarterback in franchise. He doesn't play quite as good as like a normal player, or like a veteran player. Home field advantage. This is something I'm very excited about, and I don't think it's going to be like Madden's home field advantage. It's not. If you played college football or NCAA in the past, you would know that the crowd is a big deal and it matters in the game. It can cause false starts. It can do those type of things. In this, it says distractions, right? The screen shaking, missing player, pre-player plays icon, and moving play art. That's fun. That's fun stuff. I'm excited to see it in game, right? And here Matt Brown says the game is a lot of things and it isn't Madden. And everybody I've seen that went and played it, right, have said this is not Madden. This is not Madden. This kind of goes over dynasties and online dynasties and multiplayers and stuff like that. There won't be crossplay. Maybe like halfway through the season or something like that, halfway through the year, to have crossplay. But it's just not going to happen right now. Which I get. They're not trying to rush it out and mess it all up. I mean, we've seen EA Sports do that so many times and mess up so many times. There's also team builder, which is something I want to go over, right? Because you're going to be able to create any team you want in this game, right? Any team you want. You just use your computer, right? And this was a feature back in NCAA 14, NCAA 13, I think NCAA 12 probably, right? Where you could create this team on your computer, right? You can make the rosters and everything like that. I think I made my high school team when I was still playing NCAA, is I would make my college team so I could play. I mean, my high school team, so I could play with my high school team. I made the uniforms and everything like that to match exactly what we played with on the field. It was so fun, so exciting. That's something I'm very excited about because I used to love making team builders. I think we're gonna go something different this year. I think we're gonna do some wacky ones and everything like that. I want to do something that's different. I'm gonna focus a lot on Dynasty. I'm gonna focus a little bit on Road to Glory, and very, very little on Ultimate Team. I mean, I might put a little bit of effort into Ultimate Team. Might put a little bit of money into Ultimate Team. I don't know yet, but I'm more excited about Dynasty. I'm more excited about Dynasty. I'm more excited about Road to Glory than I even am about Ultimate Team. I could care less about Ultimate Team, honestly. Um, there's a couple things, right? Like, I mean, I would be excited about having like a Des Bryant or something like that, which I doubt I'm gonna have. I doubt they're gonna get it, and not even Madden. Madden can't even get his rights and be able to put him on the field. So, um, I think we have to be patient, right? I think when this gameplay comes out tomorrow, it's gonna be really good. I think we're gonna see a lot of new points, a lot of new stuff that we're not used to. I do know that there is a passing meter, right? Which is something different, right? The pass lead stuff in Madden was a little different, but this is like green dotting, like green lighting your passes, right? Or like doing that sort of thing, right? It's a little different than what we're used to. Um, I think there's going to be a big learning curve going into this, especially if we play Madden. Especially if you played NCAA 14 or college football revamped, there's going to be a big difference between gameplay, and you're going to have to hit a learning curve. I've been told that it's definitely different, right? I've seen that it's definitely different. There's so much more news to come tomorrow. I'm very excited about the game. This is the direction that the channel is heading towards. I want to be able to focus on certain things like college football. This is awesome. College football 25 is here. It's coming. Uh, Gameplay is coming. We're gonna have online dynasties. We're gonna have so much fun with this game. We're gonna have Road to Glories. We're gonna put a lot of focus into this game. We're gonna do it for you guys. I'm gonna do it for myself. I love this shit. Uh, let's keep grinding, man. I love you guys. Keep pulling heat. Until then, peace.